Alright, what we got here is the little bonus feature. This is the open house that they have for the Kennedy High School Chopper Project. They have this in May, and looks like it's going to be a yearly event. So if you weren't there, here's what you missed.
Thanks for coming. 2010 Kennedy Chopper Class Open House. I'm excited to be here another year. Those of you that were here last year came again. I appreciate the support. I do want to apologize for the lack of student involvement today. It was prom today, so we got kind of jinxed there. And there wasn't too many students at school. We had a few of the kids show up, but they had to get their tuxedos on and look pretty, so they got out of here pretty fast. So I apologize if there wasn't more kids that everybody interact with and talk to, but I think their work speaks for itself. You look at the bikes, that's all stuff they've been working on. A little bit of the history for those of you that are new, that maybe just come for the first time or have only heard about this recently. I've been teaching here for 13 years. I started here and we had just a small little metal shop in the back half of the room. I had a broken MIG welder, an oxyacetylene torch, and a foundry. That was my metal shop. So I kind of took it upon myself to build this program. I knew that manufacturing and hands-on skills are needed in this, especially now with the economy, you see everything going overseas. And I believe in keeping jobs in the U.S. and teaching people how to work with their hands. And doctors and lawyers are great, and I appreciate them, but we know that a lot of kids nowadays, they need to learn skills because some of them, they're coming right out of high school and they're looking for jobs. And if we don't train them in, we don't believe in them, they don't have any skills to fall back on. So that's where I think we're having some problems. So I'm trying to work on that and hopefully spread the good word of what we're doing here and keep other schools. We've got a lot of schools that are doing this as well. A lot of kids being impacted by this, and it's just been a great run. About the history of this, I've been doing the chopper class since 2003, which back then it was actually just a club after school. It was my 1958 Sports, or XLCH, which is my wife's now. She's got it out there. You'll see it later. She'll be doing wheelies and burnouts. But I had an old basket case Sportster my dad bought me when I got out of college. Rode it for a number of years, ended up blowing it up on a 1,000-mile trip with him. Didn't have enough money to pay for the rebuild, so it sat in storage for a number of years. Well, I started building my shop up down here, getting more equipment and tools, and I got the bike fairly running again. The motor was rebuilt, but it was in tough shape otherwise. And I started riding to school. I'd get all these kids that would come around and rev it up, do a wheelie, burnout, and I thought, well, looking at some of these faces, these kids are in my class. I said, how come you guys aren't taking the metals, welding, manufacturing classes? And I kind of talked to them, and I'll tell you what, we'll tear this old bike down this winter and rebuild it, paint it, do some things, and we'll go from there. And that little after-school club started with 1 or 2 kids, grew to 15 to 20 kids showing up after school to work on this bike. So I knew I had something there, and I just kind of built on it. The year after that, I picked up a 57 Panhead. We did that, and then the horse, that first framed picture right there is from the Horse magazine back in 2004. They ran a little feature on it, and that really got things going. And about that time, budget cuts were coming in the school district, and obviously this shop is very expensive to keep running. I was kind of on the chopping block, like, well, you know what, you're doing a good thing. Kids like it, but we can't afford to buy the spools of wire you're going through and all the tools. So that's when I kind of started brainstorming. I said, well, I got all these kids excited about bikes. I love bikes. Why don't we try to build a bike as a fundraiser and sell it instead of doing cookie dough and candles? So I plugged that idea, and luckily we had guys like Donnie Smith who showed up, a local legend here and a worldwide legend that really helped me meet people, worldwide that wanted to help as well and spread the word on it. So things just grew. And that second picture over there, that's the bike we built from all donated parts. See it in the middle there. That was in 05, and now at 06 and so forth. Every year we've been doing another bike, and it's grown to where you can see now we have a couple projects going on.